Welcome to Grawlix Nights, the Grawlix Podcast live show. I'm Randy.
Melanie.
And I'm Jesse.
And just a forewarning, right off the top of the stream, our internet's been real shaky for like 3 weeks. So it might get interesting. It might get interesting. We might abandon Jesse on and off here a few times. So I'm sure Jesse is looking forward to that possibility.
I'm excited about this. This is going to go well.
Yeah.
Especially since I'm full of tech rage and financial woes. So,
Right.
This is going to be, yeah.
So it's been a little while since we did a stream.
Yep.
A couple of those were definitely like, I don't remember what. We're busy, I'm tired, something. Both things. Last week was legitimately the internet was so bad, I was like, there's no way it's going to.
Yeah.
And honestly, the week before that probably would have been the same deal, but we're here now.
We are.
The internet was so bad, we couldn't even watch The Flash. What is this?
Come
A
on.
third world country? We couldn't even watch The Flash.
It feels like when I couldn't even watch The Batman. Come on, Max, get your stuff together.
Right. Yeah, Max does not handle frequent random internet disconnects and reconnects and disconnects and reconnects well. Like as soon as your internet like starts to flicker, it's like, no, what? No, and it just
Yeah.
YouTube, fortunately, like they cache the video on your device or whatever,
sure.
so it kind of usually will ride those bumps out. Not Max. They're not that I don't know. Eloquent?
They're not about that cash.
Hey,
Yeah.
speaking of Max and the Flash, there's a reason I mentioned it. Hey, that's what we're talking about tonight.
Well, that's
But-
convenient. That's very nice.
Yeah, but first, how are you two doing?
Okay.
I'm glad it's Thursday. Because that means
Hey-
tomorrow's Friday. And
I
that is
heard.
Yeah, that's a vast improvement from the last time y'all saw me. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, I was gonna say I heard Thursdays could get bent.
They really can, though.
So you know what? We're just kind of probably shouldn't be wasting time, but we're gonna do it. So, did I not save? Whoops. Oh well. So I've been toying with some designs here, and I want to show you.
All right, okay.
Yep.
This is a Grawlix Nights exclusive critiquing session here.
Looks like I didn't save the one version. All right. Do you see the screen?
yeah.
Okay. Oh, they're both the ones with tails.
That's
Well,
because I
where's
said the ones with tails are better, but I also said I think you should make it lower.
Well, no, you know, I don't remember you saying that. It will be lower. But the main thing though was okay. Get that out of there. Disable that. Okay. Regular Y or long Y?
I like the long Y, but it is harder to read. They can get bent.
So Melanie's main suggestion was make it a different color. And I'm like, well, I kind of pictured like, I don't know, just a white text on black shirt or something, but
Right.
I don't know. I was thinking about it earlier. It's like, well, maybe the Thursdays can be like that Grawlix cyan color or something. Maybe we should like it's since it spawned from Grawlix, but it's not like a Grawlix thing. Maybe we should incorporate some type of Grawlix color. I don't know.
Give it a little punch.
Yeah. But then I was of course like color. You introduce color, and now I suddenly have like thousands of options to choose between. There's a reason I go for straight one, just black or
Just
white.
Black with white.
But
Or black and yellow or black and red. So
that
like
is a-
blood.
that is the thing. I was hoping on this stream to be like, and by the way, have it ready to go, and then be like, by the way, here, and then click post, and like, you can now buy this shirt Thursday.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
Can get bent.
Blah, blah.
But I wasn't done with the design, and you know what? This Thursday doesn't have to get bent.
It doesn't
It's
have
almost
to.
Friday.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, like, mainly because Thursday's basically over. Like the day itself can get bent.
Thursday's gone.
Thursday's
Is
gone.
that the song?
It's not even. Wake me up when Thursday isn't. So was it when September ends? I don't know.
When Thursday gets bent. No more singing.
I
can't sing on this
remember
show.
the 21st of September could get bent.
Hey, I'm gonna share this. How can I share this?
This stream that we're on. This
Oh, I need to pick a destination to share. I'll share YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm gonna share this stream.
What social medias would be the best for sharing us streaming? Is it the Threads?
Well, I don't know that it's the best. I still am not convinced that it's gonna catch on properly, but it's the only social media I use. Oh, it's the only one I use. But yeah, it's pretty much it's the only one I go on anymore.
People are waiting. They're waiting for somebody to make a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
Someone come along. Do it.
Oh,
Oh.
hey, we have a Threads. I never post on there though. Yeah, at Grawlix Podcast, of course.
That's okay, because I don't even go on Threads, so I won't even notice.
I'm enjoying it. They're so slow to roll out new stuff. Like it's clear they have a very small team. It's so weird that they have a small team, and that it's such an obvious like seat of their pants to duct tape it together as they go. I mean, it is pretty amazing that they managed to like fly up to 100 million like downloads. Most people didn't stick around, but the fact that there was like technically no downtime.
Right.
With millions of people suddenly jumping on board this like clearly duct taped and chicken wired and like MacGyvered social platform. It's amazing they didn't have downtime, but man, it's frustrating waiting for proper stuff. Anyway, we don't have to talk about that. Hey, you guys been watching and consuming anything? It's only been like 3 weeks or something. No?
No.
Oh,
I go
it's
to
been-
work, I go to bed, and I go to work again.
It's not been a good 3 weeks, mind you.
No, it hasn't.
When Grawlix takes time off, it doesn't mean we're relaxing. It's usually quite the opposite.
Right.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, this is our relaxing.
I feel like one of the days we took off was a work issue.
Oh, I'm
Either
sure.
for
yeah.
you or for me or both.
Yeah, probably both.
And we were and I was exhausted regardless. Like every time we've taken off, I'm like, "Oh, good, because I'm exhausted."
Right.
Yeah, I went
Right.
on a trip, but my trip consists of me taking care of a household of people by myself, basically. And being
Sounds super
gaslit.
restful and
No.
being gaslit to boot. Sweet.
Yeah, it was crappy. I thought I was going crazy for a minute. It made me sad. But then I wasn't crazy, and I was like, "Ha! Told you!" And that made me happy. Because who doesn't like to be like, "Ha! I told you!" to your dad.
That's true. Oh yeah, especially. There's a whole story about that in the Winnie the Pooh. Did I talk about this already? I feel like I talked about this, where I was listening to the Winnie the Pooh on an audiobook, and it's like done by like Stephen Fry is Winnie the Pooh. There's like all these different British voice actors doing Winnie the Pooh, and I'm like, those books are weird. Like, there was this whole elaborate like, we're gonna kidnap Roo from Kanga, and the whole time Rabbit's just like, and then we'll say, aha!
And then we'll say, "Aha!"
Yeah, it was like, how we got you when we kidnapped your child,
No, that's because it's so funny.
right? I guess it's good whimsy. Whimsy is what that is. Yeah, Those 100-acre wood whimsicals.
Yep. So, I don't think that we watched anything else besides cartoons, and then the main thing. Or that's what I watched, at least.
Yeah, we watched a bunch of. We kind of took we were on a huge anime kick, and we took a little bit of a break from Japanese animation to switch over to American animation, and we've been watching through Venture Brothers again. And I've been a little bit of Metalocalypse because they both have like movies out now, newer movies that I want to see, but it's been so long since either of those like ran that, and they both have like kind of, ongoing stories. It's not like Aqua Teen. Aqua Teen had that movie not long ago, and it was fine, but it's not like Aqua Teen has some big overarching story that we need to catch up on. Venture Brothers, and a little less so, but kind of more so because I don't know that I ever watched that last thing they did for Metalocalypse, but those both have ongoing stories, so I just want to catch up. And legitimately, it's been, other than that, and the usual anime stuff, The Flash was the first movie I've watched in over a month.
Whoa.
At least that's what Letterboxd told me. So, I mean, it's not totally uncommon for me to go periods of time without watching a movie, but this year I've kind of crammed a lot of movies in, so yeah, I took a break, I guess.
Well, you had to because the internet wouldn't last long enough to watch a movie.
I mean, that's what took us
Part of it, yeah.
so long for Flash. I was like 2.5. Like we're struggling to get through a 23-minute Venture Brothers on Max, let alone a 2.5-hour movie.
Oh, you know what? I did watch one thing. Toy Story 4.
Really?
Yep.
How is it?
It's surprisingly not bad. Really, it's a totally unnecessary Toy Story movie, but it's not bad.
I remember when Pixar was never going to make a sequel
Right.
to, and then it's all over. It was all over.
Yeah.
I have still not seen Toy Story 3, let alone 4.
That 3 is fine, but like 3 ends it, It does a
Right.
nice job of ending it, and then they're like, why not make one more?
Three's the one with the cowgirl and the bear and stuff, right?
I want to say so, yes.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I think I have.
You hang out with children sometimes,
I do.
or at
Quite
least
a bit.
you. Yeah. At least they were young children when they came out, so that would make sense.
So, I mean, like, spoiler for a really old movie, but, like, at the end of 3, Andy gives up all his toys.
Right.
Like, passes them on to the next generation. So in 4, you get to see the old toys with the new kid. And the one thing that's been kind of cool about the Toy Story movies is like they kind of key into a dynamic about toys, like in that one with the cowboys, it was like, you're mint in box, or, you're in really good condition kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the prospector's never been out of his box or whatever, that whole thing.
Right.
So you got into collector culture and all that. Well, in 4, you got like antique toys. So there's like an antique store, and there's this is like a old baby doll that has a bad voice box kind of thing. And then even when she gets a good voice box, like the kids of this generation are just like, huh, I don't know that I
Right.
care about this old toy,
Right.
And then there's like just free range toys that you find in like a sandbox that are like nobody's toys, but they're just like everybody's toys, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this one really dealt with like, well, I just made my own toy out of garbage. What's his name? Forky is his name, and it's just this toy that this little girl makes at school out of pipe cleaners and a spork with googly eyes,
Cool.
and she loves it the most.
I would love it the most too if I had made it. I like things that I make. They're fun.
And the fun thing about that is, like, it believes it's trash. It doesn't understand that it's a toy, so it just keeps trying to throw itself away. It's like, because it was literally trash before. Like, it was like just junk that was pulled out of the garbage and then turned into Forky.
Melanie doesn't like that.
I don't like waste.
I could tell by just the sound you made.
It's true. So, what else?
Man,
Oh, sorry.
sorry. Go ahead.
You know what else picks up? Or I don't know that we're ready to transition or not, but picks up pieces of trash and uses them to make something that's fun.
Something flashy.
Yeah.
I mean, easily also like. Speaking of
Garbage franchises.
random toys in a toy box, you just smash them together.
Okay, that works too.
Or human pieces of garbage. Ezra Miller.
Yep.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
he's allegedly in a human piece of garbage.
Yeah.
So we finally watched The Flash. Jesse, you had watched it a few weeks ago, and of course, we're not talking about the Grant Gustafson Flash.
No.
Did you ever? That show finished or wrapped up, I believe, right?
Yeah, I believe it's over now.
Did you fall off of it eventually?
I fell off. Yeah, I fell way off of it. But I feel like I stuck in there for a really good run. But eventually I was just like, man, I just can't keep up with this stuff anymore. I was really pretty current until the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover. And then they ended the Arrow series.
Right.
That's when he went on to do new things. And then it was like, you know what? I think I'm kind of done with all the CW stuff, which is too bad because I really liked Legends of Tomorrow and how they were embracing the pure garbage heroes. And like, that's our superpowers, that we're awful at this.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that,
fun.
that show was a fun show, but they just started like canceling everything. And so it's like, I don't know. It's kind of that Archive 81 vibe where it's like, well, why do I even bother finishing this?
Right.
They're just going to end it.
Yeah.
Well, and I can't say because I fell off. Yeah, I fell off maybe around the same time, maybe a little earlier than that, but shortly before that when you fell off as well. And so I can't speak to whether it was bad or not, but I heard the quality really kind of went downhill. Plus, like, it became one of those shows that was the last couple seasons they were just shedding main, characters, like actors.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Like, I can't think of her name offhand, but Iris, the lady that played Iris West, I believe, left it at some point. And that's like, it's kind of
you can't hardly
important
have the show
character.
without Iris West. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you could do Flash without her, but not after you've already established how important she is to the show over the course of like 6 years, and then she leaves. Like, that's weird. It's almost trying to like. It's not as bad because you'd have to like try to do that '70s show after Eric Foreman left. It's like he lives in the house that the show takes place in. Like, what? Mm-hmm. Anyway. That's not the Flash we're talking about, obviously. Share screen again. Here we go. Seamless. You know what? Before we do that, so this is pretty amazing capability. I can just seamless. It's totally seamless. Just pull this up. You know how I can do that?
Oh,
through StreamYard.
StreamYard.
That's right. Did you know? Did you guys know? StreamYard is the easiest way to create content right in your browser.
I did know that, actually.
Good. You should. I mean, we've been using it for like
Yeah.
2.5, 3 years almost. Hey, you can multi-stream to your social media platforms, which is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Host a weekly show with special guests or just special hosts.
Yep.
Create webinars. We should create a webinar about podcasting. And then we'll write a book about it.
We could call it podcasting. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
We could just tie it all together. It'd be fun.
I like that title.
Yeah. I was thinking you would.
Record podcasts with local recordings. That's huge, actually. That's
That is
great.
huge.
Create videos and more. And they make it easy to brand and customize your videos inside the studio before you even go live. I mean, if you've been watching for almost 20 minutes, you've seen our cool little intro video play. We made that and then uploaded it to StreamYard, and that's our intro.
Plus, it says Grawlix Podcast Nights down in the corner.
Nights.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We have all
got our-
kinds of banners.
Neon light logo, grawlixpodcast.com up in the upper left-hand corner. That doesn't just happen. That's
Hey,
right,
Josh.
Josh Matson. That's right. StreamYard is the best.
Josh, do people still call you Sticky? I hope you know how people have their like name for a long time, and then, but they get older and then they get like kind of touchy about it. That just occurred to me. Maybe I shouldn't even mention it. StreamYard is the best. The Flash is the worst. He says. Oh, nobody calls you that? Well, I mean, you've like moved out of state. Like nicknames like that usually don't follow you around. But anyway, yeah. So hey, StreamYard, give it a go. Get started for free at StreamYard.com. That's a sponsored message. So Josh says the Flash is the worst. What did you guys think? I guess, how are you feeling going into the Flash?
I was expecting trash.
Okay.
Oh. I didn't know what to think because I had heard such conflicting things, like, well, not really conflicting. The media was not very nice to the Flash, and like everybody that I know that went kind of seemed to enjoy it. So I didn't know what to think. So I was kind of just keeping my mind open and realizing that I'm just gonna have to make my own decision because nobody else knows what they want.
Right. I was expecting it to be terrible. I was expecting to be disappointed. I didn't want to be disappointed, but the fact that it bombed isn't necessarily an indication of quality, but the fact that it bombed in theaters, and yeah, I didn't hear Oh. Are we back?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't hear a lot of great things, and the good stuff I did hear was like lukewarm. So I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting to be disappointed, which is maybe a good way to go into a movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, Josh, I actually really liked this.
I thought it was gonna be trash, and it wasn't it wasn't that bad. I thought it was fun. It was fun, and DC has disappointed me a lot, so I wasn't expecting anything from it anyway. And I mean, Ezra Miller being who he is really relevant because it doesn't mean he's necessarily a bad actor. There are other people that were great actors that are bad people.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but it was fun. There were some things that I thought were ridiculous, but it was not that important that they not be ridiculous, I guess. I don't know, whatever.
I mean, this version of the Flash really is kind of ridiculous, so it's like you just go with it.
Right. So
At
yeah,
least it was consistent there.
right. So I was pleasantly surprised, I'll say. Even though it wasn't like a masterpiece or anything, but it was fun.
Okay, Josh has nailed my opinion on this movie here.
The effects is like a whole discussion,
Yeah.
right? Like we almost need to separate that from the rest of the movie, which is not like giving it a pass. Here's the interesting thing about the effects, and we can really dive into like the worst of it and why we think they were the worst. But after watching the movie, I was on YouTube and I was like, oh yeah, the Corridor Crew guys did like a, VFX artists react to this movie, like just this movie, in a whole 20-minute video, right? And obviously they reacted to the baby scene and then like the weird to chronosphere thing, which is just like really bad. But watching that video, they also kind of pointed out like most of this movie is two Ezra Millers in the same scene, and that's always a visual effect. And most of it, I mean, unless you're really looking, like you just don't think about it. So it's not that all the effects were bad, because that stuff, I mean, they've been doing double people scene movies since like the 50s, right?
Right.
Right.
But because it's modern day, most of the time I don't think it's just like lock a camera down and have like two people on or have the same person act on opposite sides. One of them's a digital like all the time, I think, or at least partially digitally covered up with whatever extra they had stand in or whatever look-alike. And that stuff holds up, I think, pretty well. So it's so weird that like you can go the whole movie with essentially a digital actor not really ever notice, and then have all the other just horrible effects that stand out. Super weird.
Yeah, and I think some of the decisions that they made with the special effects was weird too. Like that, the time, like I don't know what do you call those things where it moves around and it moves, like a Nickelodeon, but like that moves. I don't know, one of those things where he's standing years of those like.
Oh,
It's already
hold on.
weird and trippy. Why not just make it like hazy and
hol-
like video they've already shot or
Hold on, Melanie. We're cutting in and out.
sorry.
That's okay. I hear you now. Okay, what were you saying? Because I think we were cutting in and out that whole time.
I was saying some of the decisions that they made about the special effects were strange. Like the weird trippy kaleidoscope tier thing, or not kaleidoscope, whatever, Nickelodeon type thing. If they were already doing something weird and dreamy, it'd be better, I would think, to make it like hazier and just use footage that you've already shot rather than pay somebody to do a bunch of bad CGI on it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's definitely where it's the worst. I mean, it's also there was no restraint when it came to the action scenes, right? Like they're just like, let's go full on ridiculous action, camera moving around the scene in unrealistic ways. And I would hope that at this point in 2023, cinematographers and visual effects supervisors and directors would have a better grasp on how to sell that level of visual effects by, I don't know, not having the camera zoom around like it's a video game in completely unrealistic ways. That just doesn't help sell an effect. But yeah, I don't know. Jesse, I know you, this I think was maybe a bigger sticking point with you than it was for me. Cause somehow like the chronosphere stuff is horrible.
Well, that's, I mean,
But-
like basically the ending of the movie is the worst part. And like, I don't even think that the plot points are that bad. I mean, there's some stuff that I'm like, that's silly, but like, it's a Flash movie, so it's silly. You know, it's a man who runs fast enough to go back in time.
Right.
So,
Wait,
yeah.
Did he run backwards to go back in time? Because it kind of seemed like that's what he was supposed to be doing, and that's stupid.
Yeah, that is dumb. I don't
He
think
was-
he did, but I don't know.
No, his legs were going backwards. He was running backwards once he was in the ball a lot. Once he was in the chronosphere, and this is a stylistic choice, not so much the effects. I hate the way this Flash runs. I hate the
always have,
gliding
yeah.
across the ground, and they did that in. That's how it was in Justice League and Snyder's Justice League cut. Weird.
Yeah, he's always been awkward and gangly.
And I
Well,
get that
I mean,
that's
no, it's-
hard. What? Froze again? Okay.
Okay.
Melanie, what were you saying?
All right. Hello?
You're back.
hold on.
Sort of.
Kind of back?
Well,
Okay.
I hear her.
Oh, you do? Weird.
I'll
I
just
did.
stay quiet. Let's just
No.
continue.
No, I want you to talk,
Okay.
please.
I don't remember. I think I was saying something about the if you want to go fast, zoom fast by things, that's fine. But if his feet are going to actually touch the ground, then you need to slow it down enough to that you can see it make contact. Otherwise, yeah, it looks stupid and fake and dumb.
Yes.
Right. The problem I get, though, that's going to look goofy if it's just like somebody sped up running. It would almost be better if you just can't see his arms and legs. They're just a blur.
Right.
I feel like that'd be maybe a better way to approach it.
Is that how they did the 90s Flash? I feel like that's what they did with him.
Yeah, maybe. And I feel like the CW Flash kind of didn't always look great, but kind of handled the running a little better too.
He was the
Yeah.
blur for a while.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I like the lightning effects and stuff. It's a little weird that the idea that he can like zoom out of the bathroom through a public space and then zoom back and people aren't just like, what was that severe electrical explosion that just happened twice in
Right.
here, and now this guy's walking out of the back.
And all the debris that always follows him. They're frozen, aren't they? Yeah, they're frozen. We're just hanging out, waiting for them to be unfrozen. Or maybe I'm frozen. What to say while I wait? Hello? Oh, we lost Melanie entirely. Okay, Randy is definitely frozen. Oh, it's just me. Hey, welcome to the Me Show, where I talk. Yes! Yeah, let's talk about Batman. I think Batman. I really should be waiting for Randy on that.
Try.
Oh, you're back. Okay. No, you're not back. Batman.
Go ahead.
Batman. 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 Batman.
I don't know that this is gonna work.
Basically, Batman.
Okay, Batman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Batman rocks.
So Josh just chimed in the chat that Michael Keaton for the win in this movie, and I agree. Absolutely, everything with him in it was awesome, and really Batman in general was awesome.
Batman, it's so. That's why it's like, I don't know how you take this. The trailer should tell you everything you need to know about this movie. It's hard to take this. It's so interesting because Flashpoint, the original Flashpoint story, is really super dark. I mean,
Yeah.
the setup for this is super dark. Also, this is like the fourth version of Flashpoint I think we've seen. I've seen the comic books. I've seen they did an animated movie. They approached Flashpoint in the CW show. So this is the fourth iteration of it. But
Dang it, freezes every time it's getting interesting, right? I will say that I did not think this was my favorite of the four that I've seen in terms of Flashpoint. Yeah. Obviously, I'm always going to go for the comic book version first because it's the first version of it. I think that they did an interesting thing with this version of the Flashpoint. And I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. For this being the fourth time I've seen it, I feel like the fact that they incorporated a second version of Barry was interesting. Kind of like going back into, like Back to the Future 2, where they go back in time to alternate 1985. And they don't run into an alternate Marty McFly, but in this one they have an alternate Barry.
I was hoping there is footage of Eric Stoltz as Marty McFly.
Oh, they even make a reference to that. Hey, thank you for trying to stick, with us through this technical difficulty, Josh. So have a great show, and appreciate you viewing what we were able to give you. And I'm just kind of hanging out, guys. If you are in the chat, go ahead and hit me up, and I will tell you more things about what I felt about this movie. It was interesting that they made references to Back to the Future, and they did make reference to Eric Stoltz, and all of that, like that version of Back to the Future.
All right, I just want to jump on long enough to say this is not working.
Right.
This is not working. So maybe we should just end the stream and delay the Flash conversation again. I'm super annoyed. Fastwire is a horrible internet company. Just so you know. If you're like us and stuck in a, not even rural, we're like 10 minutes outside of Omaha, but a rural area where you only have one provider and it's Fastwire, you're screwed because they suck. This has been going on for like 3 weeks. I work from home. This has been a pain.
Yeah.
We were talking about that before we started, Holly and I, and it was like, yeah, if my job depended on this, I'd be irate.
Oh man, I've been on the phone with them several times, and I've been overly nice. They have not deserved how pleasant I've been, but they're running out of that. I'm not. I
Right.
don't have a lot of patience left for that.
All right. Yep. We're frozen again. So I'm assuming that I don't know if they'll come back on again or not. But if not, thank you guys for enduring what you've endured. Make sure to check us out. We're going to try and continue to do this on Thursday nights around 8:30-ish. And we do have some audio-only podcast stuff. We're doing a lot of Doctor Who re-watches and revisits, especially leading up to the 60th anniversary of the Doctor Who special, right? So that's coming up in November, so it'll be here soon. You can see all the stuff we do and more at grawlixpodcast.com. And we will see you later.
All right, let's wrap this. Yeah, you think?
Well, I was kind of doing the wrap. I just said they could go to grawlixpodcast.com. Is there anything else you need to pimp?
No. Go to grawlixpodcast.com. StreamYard, this is not their fault. They're
No,
usually
solid.
pretty solid, but FastWire, they're not a good internet company. At least their customer service sucks. So have a great weekend, buddy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Melanie says goodbye. Right?
Okay.
I don't know. I think she is disconnected from the other room. All
I
right.
don't blame her. I don't blame her.
Good week. Have a good weekend, everybody.
We tried, guys. We did
We
it.
tried. I will have a different internet connection next week, so hopefully it'll be better. All right. Bye.